So Boruto 2 Vortex chapter 19 is dropping next week, and within the next few hours, the official preview page for Boruto chapter 19 will be released. However, before we do get to that, I do want to get this predictions video out where I do react to replies in a video for the upcoming chapter. Obviously, when it comes to predictions, it is very hard to predict what's actually going to happen within 2 Vortex because, if we're being real here, the Boruto series starting from part 1 and into 2 Vortex has been incredibly unpredictable. So for this video, we're just going to react to your comments. We got 20 comments. We're going to do this on a monthly basis, so if you do want to participate in these videos, make sure you do subscribe and look out for those community posts. I usually do drop it a week before, asking for your predictions for the upcoming chapters. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first prediction is from Bolt. Definitely the side characters like Sarada, Mitsuki, and Konohamaru time to shine. So obviously at the end of last chapter, we were heading into the battle between Sarada and Mitsuki versus Ryu, alongside the Sand Ninja as well. Not to mention, Konohamaru was being confronted by Matsuri after she discovered that Konohamaru doesn't have the same feelings as her. So I do agree with you, we're going to see more side character action, simply because these characters are the main focus right now. When it comes to a character like Boruto, it has been already stated that he cannot come to the battlefield because if he does, Jura will follow and everyone will die. So if we're being real here, chapter 19, I do expect more screen time for these side characters, and it's deserved because seeing characters like Sarada and Mitsuki actually fight the main villains, at least some of the more important villains of the series, and have real screen time and relevance within the story, it's definitely fun to look forward to because, you know, just getting Boruto and Kawaki all the time, it can get a little bit nauseating. Even though they're great characters, you do want to see the other main characters actually have some shine. So I definitely do agree with you on that. Next we got from A, definitely would like to see some more input from Konohamaru, and I'd like to know what else Kawaki could actually do once his limiters are off. So there's that. So obviously with Konohamaru, yes, he's being confronted by Matsuri, so I definitely do expect a battle to happen, just like with how Sarada and Mitsuki are going to fight Ryu alongside the Sand Ninja. So I definitely do think Konohamaru is going to have to battle Matsuri as well. And going to your Kawaki point, I do agree. What will Kawaki do once he actually gets his limiters removed? Because he's going to have all this power, and if I'm thinking how truly strong Kawaki is going to be, he most likely is going to be on the level of Boruto, if not even stronger. And to be honest with you, with how he's moving, I do think he's going to want to hunt down the Shinju himself, meaning that once he does get his limiters removed, there's a very high chance he might go to the Sand Village himself and help out these other characters. Obviously, it is anticipated for Team 7 to take down these Shinjis by themselves. According to Kashin Koji, thanks to his Persine's ability, the chances of them failing is pretty low, so it is expected for them to actually come through and complete this mission. However, there's a very high chance that Kawaki can just bum rush to the Land of Wind to take out the Shinju by himself. He's a very head-on character who will do absolutely anything to get what he wants, so I won't be surprised if he does do that, because right now his goal is to protect Naruto. However, thanks to his conversation with Boruto a few chapters ago, he has come to a consensus that he has to eliminate the Shinju first in order to get what he wants. So I definitely do think he's going to make that a big priority, because obviously he knows that his current power level is not enough, hence why he is forcing Amado to remove his limiters. Also with the fact that Amado has his own goals of reviving Akabi. So next is from our boy 6 Pass Dunga. Boruto loses trust in Kashin Koji because the plan, which had a very high chance of succeeding, failed, and makes his way to Sunagakure to help the others. Now this is a very interesting point because I definitely do think Boruto has trust with Koji. I mean, let's be real here, Koji was the one who trained Boruto after Sasuke got sealed away by the Shinju when they were fighting Code during the time skip. So I definitely do think it's going to be interesting to see how that will play out. Boruto and Kashin Koji's dynamic is, you know, student-teacher. However, it's not as close compared to someone like Sasuke. So I definitely do think there's a chance that Boruto loses trust, because he definitely does doubt Koji sometimes in the conversations that they had in the past few chapters about the situation when it comes to the current mission. If it goes the way that they expected to, Boruto may not leave. However, I definitely do think it will open up a brand new scenario if Boruto decides to head to the Land of Wind, and then he'll be there instantly. However, that does open the possibility for Jura to arrive on the battlefield. And going back to the last comment, if Kawaki decides to head there too, there could be a potential battle between Boruto, Kawaki, and Jura. That would be insane, and I definitely do think once Kawaki gets his limiters removed, we may see a fight like that. Next we get a comment from Ziad. Hopefully we see a new jutsu from Konohamaru. Yeah man, I mean, I would like to see Konohamaru fight more. We did see a little bit of Konohamaru action earlier in TBV when they were fighting Hidari. Sarada almost got clapped by him, and Konohamaru came to the rescue. So I would love to see more of Konohamaru, right? More abilities. I would love to see him actually be more useful. And so far in TBV, he has. If we get to see that fight between him and Matsuri, getting a new jutsu from him would definitely be dope. I like that, man. I definitely do want to see that. Next we got from Nicholas. I would like to see Jura feed the Shinju information he's getting about the leak from the books in real time via the claw marks, and then he and Shikamaru/Koji play a kind of mental chess match to see who will come out on top. During this, it would be cool if Mamoshi would make his move. Now I'm going to start with the Mamoshi point. That's really interesting because we know that Mamoshi is hunting down Ada. That is his goal, to devour her first. I mean, it's even hinted within the past few chapters when she had that conversation with Shikamaru that she's kind of spooked of someone like Mamoshi, simply because Mamoshi can actually see what Ada is doing in real time. Whenever she is using the dojutsu of hers, Mamoshi can actually sense it, and it's as if they are talking to each other. So I think it would be really cool if he catches her by surprise by somehow getting to the leaf. Obviously, Jura is collecting information right now. I do think it would be cool if he does teach the Shinju about what he's learning in real time for sure. That would be pretty cool to see. I definitely do think Jura and Koji's dynamic will be at play, because we do know that Jura knows that Boruto is working with somebody else, and that person is Koji, of course. So obviously Jura, I definitely do think at some point he will discover that the person that Boruto is working with is Koji, and he's the one that knows all about this. And he may even discover the prescience jutsu that Koji does have, and I think that will definitely change the dynamic, because if Jura does find that out, he will definitely try to kill Koji and Shikamaru too. Next we got from Drift. He says, I've heard people say that Matsuri will actually be calmed by Konohamaru somehow, which I believe makes sense. It seems that this arc is giving us a Naruto versus Shikamaru ideology kind of situation. Naruto might be gone, but Konohamaru is his true student, and this is almost like a test for him, to see how far he's come and how Naruto's influence can affect people even while he's gone. On the opposite side, Ryu sensed the bloodlust coming from Yodo, which kinda already proving Shikamaru was wrong. But basically, in summary, I feel like Konohamaru will get out of this with his words, just like his master. Very interesting point, Drifting, because yes, Konohamaru is a student of Naruto after all, and him using essentially Talk no Jutsu to talk his way out of fighting Matsuri will be very important, because obviously Matsuri is starting to become a little bit more bloodlusted, and since she kind of was caught by surprise seeing that Konohamaru doesn't have the same feelings as her, right? Matsuri obviously has a crush for Konohamaru, however, he does not reciprocate those same feelings. So there could be a chance that he does use that Talk no Jutsu, just like how Naruto did, and he could talk his way out of this. Considering how mature Konohamaru has become, me personally, I would love to see Konohamaru duke it out with Matsuri. I haven't been the biggest Konohamaru fan in Boruto so far. I think they've done him very dirty. He's kind of fought characters that are way out of his league and has gotten embarrassed as of a result of that. So in my personal opinion, I would like to see Konohamaru throw the ones with Matsuri. However, you do make a good point. It could definitely happen where he does talk his way out of this. Next we got from aka Ninja Assassin. I think Ryu will overpower everyone and Boruto and Kawaki will come to save them. My boy Konohamaru though might be cooked. Ah man, I mean, I'm gonna give Konohamaru some grace. Assassin, I'm gonna give him some grace. I definitely do think he's gonna be able to hold his own, even if he does lose. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he does put up a fight, a comparable fight, unlike the previous fights that he has had in the Boruto manga and anime, of course. Ryu overpowering everyone, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Obviously, with one of the Sand Ninja's abilities that is passed down from Shinki, they do have that ability that can kind of counteract the Iron Sand that Ryu does have. So that definitely will come into play. I don't think they'll get cooked, but there's definitely a high possibility that Ryu will just destroy everyone. If Ryu does cook everyone, Boruto and Kawaki, yeah, sure. I mean, that's kind of a bailout in my opinion. Personally, I would love to see Sarada and Mitsuki catch this dub. I would love to see them actually catch this W by themselves instead of relying on Boruto and Kawaki. I think that's kind of, you know, it's a little bit of plot armor, you know, relying on the two main characters. I want to see Sarada catch that W. I want to see Mitsuki use that Sage Mode to its fullest extent. They may not be strong enough, however, I want to see these characters fight on their own. Next we got from Buddy. We need more details on Amado and Shibai's body. I don't see why someone as smart as Amado wouldn't also take Shibai's DNA for himself. Is he really no combat threat, or is he just hiding his true power level? I mean, that's the most important, that's the most interesting part about Amado. He's letting on more than what we actually know right now in the story. He's telling people all this stuff about Shibai, about his true intentions about reviving Akabi. However, me personally, I believe he has his own agenda that hasn't been revealed yet, and I truly believe it has to do with something like Shibai. Let's not forget, all of the cyborgs that have been created by Amado have been modified with the DNA of Shibai. Shibai's DNA was transplanted into all of these bodies. Ada, Damon, Kawaki, Code, basically everyone in the entirety of the car organization was given Shibai's DNA, which is why they have all these crazy powers thanks to the Shinjutsu that was founded by Shibai Otsutsuki. So in my personal opinion, do I think Amado is no combat threat? No. The way Amado was talking to Kawaki last chapter, talking about Akabi, saying that if you revive Akabi and try to kill her, I will take you down. Essentially threatening that Amado got something in the cut, he got something in his sleeve that we don't know about, and I personally believe he definitely has some sort of combat power. It may not be on some fighting shit like Sarada or Boruto or Kawaki, for example. It may just be more technology that he has that he hasn't shown yet, or maybe more cyborgs that he hasn't revealed, but I definitely do think he is hiding something. He may not be as strong as he is letting on. Maybe I could be wrong. However, one thing that I can say is whatever his goal is about reviving Akabi, it's much deeper than that, and I personally believe it has to do with something with Shibai, considering that he has the DNA that he transplanted into these cyborgs, which explains why somebody like Ada is so strong that she can essentially flip the entire story around. Next is from my dog Ocean Waves. I think most of the chapter will be both Shinju vs Ninja fights and some Boruto and Koji talking scenes, though I hope we get to see Momoshiki again. It's been too long. Yep, for the most part I do expect this upcoming chapter to be just battling with the Shinju and the ninja, maybe some dialogue between Boruto and Koji, maybe we even go back to Konoha and see some more dialogue with Shikamaru, Ada, potentially some other ninja that we haven't seen. Obviously when it comes to Momoshiki, let's be real here, I don't think we're going to see him for a while. He hasn't been shown at all in the first 18 chapters. Boruto has mentioned him a little bit when talking to Kawaki, however, I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I personally believe the next time we see Momoshiki is when Boruto is in danger and he has nowhere else to run or go, basically on the brink of death, essentially the coming of Borushiki again. I think that's the next time we see him because Boruto seems to have shut out Momoshiki, and at least from what we know, Boruto has not talked to him ever since that day where he lost everything due to the omnipotence event. That's what's been kind of implied when he was talking about Momo during the 3-year time skip. Next from not applicable, I feel like Araya is about to activate something against Ryu. Yodo might get severely injured by Ryu but not die. Araya will probably try to fight Ryu alone and tell Mitsuki and Sarada that if Ryu has caught on, so too probably has Matsuri, and that they should go to Konohamaru's aid, which will save his life. I don't think Konohamaru is going to be the one who dies from the old cast in this mini arc. Boruto will probably not be seen at all again until the very end of the chapter to show either his discontent with Kashin Koji again, or maybe him about to leave the hideout because he doesn't trust Koji. If the chapter did release tomorrow, this is something that I would actually expect. I think you do hit on the point that Boruto may become discontent with Kashin Koji simply because he knows that deep down his friends are at risk, right? His teammates could die any second fighting these Shinjus, and he may not trust Koji the same way he trusts Sasuke, which is why he may try to leave if he truly feels that way. Konohamaru dying, I agree. I don't think he's the one who dies first in the old cast. I wouldn't rule out that he wouldn't die. I think at some point he could. Personally, the person I believe that would die first amongst the old cast, at least so far in TBV, would be Shikamaru, simply because Kashin Koji is the one that has been aiding him, and they're somewhat working in cahoots in order to flip the current narrative around, simply because they know that Boruto is in the innocence thanks to the omnipotence event. Since Shikamaru does know the concept of it, even though he doesn't know the name, Jura is looking for any ally that Boruto has been working for. If Jura does discover that somebody like Shikamaru knows, he probably will kill him on sight once he does discover that. And when it comes to Araya and Yodo, yeah, I agree. I think Yodo, whatever Araya does with that sword, since it's somewhat of a counter to that Iron Sand, I definitely do think Ryu's gonna rise in power more, and this is where we could see Yodo get injured as well. Next we got from Ivan. I don't know, I just want Konohamaru to lock in and use some Nujutsu. Also, I don't want to see Boruto or Kawaki intervene yet. We need more Sarada, Mitsuki, Yodo, etc. I agree. Compared to the other comments, I do want to see these other side characters. I don't want to see Boruto or Kawaki do anything yet. I don't mind some dialogue, of course, but if anything, Kawaki getting his powers unlocked, and Boruto talking to Koji, but that's it. I really want to see Sarada, Mitsuki, and Konohamaru box. Yodo and Raya, they can do whatever they want. I don't really care. But so next from Spinal, Konohamaru gonna summon a Monkey King. Matsuri gonna get lit up like a Christmas tree. Man, that would be cool as hell if that does happen. Ryu gonna start spazzing out and Kawaki gonna show up. Limiters removed, new fit, new drip, scarf on, ready to murder some Shinjus. That'd be lit. That'd be lit. I don't think Kawaki's gonna show up right away. If Boruto or Kawaki were to intervene, I don't think it's gonna be next chapter. I think it's gonna be the following chapter, chapter 20, maybe in chapter 21. I don't expect them to drag out any of these battles. Next we got from Ghibli Dimension, Konohamaru getting beat up. I mean, that's a possibility. Let's just say that. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Sonic says the masked man frees Yodo, or Mitsuki goes into stage mode and Konohamaru probably dies. Yeah, he's referring to Araya here. Boruto goes on Koji's head about the situation since he basically sort of lied to him about the outcome. I mean, listen, I kind of trust Koji right now because he has the Precision's Jutsu and he sees these timelines. I wouldn't suspect him to lie. Maybe there is a way that he is lying right now that avoids a situation like this where they do fuck up the timeline. However, I wouldn't go to that scenario just yet. I personally believe Koji is telling the truth. I do believe that these characters have a chance to take down the Shinjus themselves. Next from Mario, I want Sage Mode Konohamaru. A Konohamaru power-up would definitely be cool to see. Joshiboy75 says the battle will continue, but someone else will join. Maybe Jura to make the other 10 Tails trees to stop. But maybe Sage Mode Mitsuki will just play with Ryu if someone is fast enough to almost catch board. So he can definitely give most of the Shinju and then Jura and maybe Hidari some run for their money. Yeah, I don't doubt any of these characters to just get cooked right away. I don't think they're going to get one shot. Maybe Yodo out of all of them, but with the combination of Sarada and Mitsuki and Araya's sword that he has, there's a really high chance that they put up a great fight. Now, will they win? We'll just have to wait and see, because obviously it's kind of hard to scale these characters. I would say that they are strong enough to fight them. However, can I guarantee a victory? Probably not. Personally, I'm on the edge that they could probably lose. However, I do want to see these characters put up a good fight. Next, we got, I can't even say his name. I just want to see Boruto since he didn't appear in the last chapter. We could see him next chapter, some dialogue between him and Koji. Let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section below. I will be uploading this video late, so maybe by the time you do see this video, the chapter preview page has been released. However, that doesn't tell you the entire chapter, so we're gonna see how this chapter goes once it does release next week. Let me know what is your prediction for Boruto 2 Vortex chapter 19. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.